Hello and welcome to the finale of the horror at Headstone Hill. We are back here for the final episode of the campaign. We left our posse off last week when they got ambushed by Bogwater Bill and Thirsty, his body horror prairie tick, which was awesome. Peg, thank you for rating us. Woohoo! With a rate of 4, awesome. Hope those ribs tasted better than the prairie tick did. They did. They did. Hello to Tank the Frank, who got the first comment. John Doom and Zach, good to have all of you here right now. So, we're going to pick up where we left off at the edge of the forest. Ada, you still got the taste of castor oil in your mouth. Wickers, Leslie, Scarlet, kind of dealing with the remains of Bogwater Bill, and Sister May still struggling with that sin caused her to stumble just a little bit last week. So what's the plan for tonight? Pack it up, go home?
Torches.
First things first, go pick up box that fell down a little slope.
Okay.
That has the wild bucking tombstone.
All right. Wickers goes and retrieves the box. Leslie, Sister May, Ada, what are you doing? Ada, you've got that taste of castor oil. It's thick. It just coats everything.
I mean, I know it didn't happen to me, but Leslie is just crushed by this tick thing. He was wondering, I mean, I can't stop looking around for another. There has to be another.
I am going to personally thank our glorious mule who saved me from disaster.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about her. She's awesome.
She's definitely looking at you and Leslie at the same time.
You know,
what was her name?
Okay.
Dolly.
Dolly, thank you. Thank you.
Dolly. And I don't... Finding, my tinderbox and torch for preparatory methods.
All right. Bob did not use your 2 bennies from last week, I believe, and Wickers just went and retrieved the box. So you stand at the edge of the forest, torches lit. The way vines, hanging branches, the aspens pissing roots with like little saplings kind of forcing their way up from the broken terrain.
Would you say that the way is shut?
It was built
and
by those who are
built by the dead.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I delivered that line a little woodenly. I'll try and
oh, man.
I don't believe it.
That's right. I should just leave this whole thing.
I am not into this.
Don't fall over yourself about it, Bob.
Leave me alone.
All right.
I already did leave one. So, I'm not a fan of just waltzing anywhere, but especially into known danger areas. Is there a way to know what we are going into, what we are stepping into? Scouting?
Wicker
methods?
sets down chest, points at the trees.
No,
reaches down,
Ada,
picks the chest back
not
up.
that simple.
Ada could scout ahead in the forest in the dark with her dendrophobia.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like something that is going to roll well. Don't tell the dice that it's alone in the dark in the forest, okay?
I didn't tell him that. You brought it up.
Might have some whiskey on me. Would that help? This is foul drink of Western cowboys, but it may help you.
Could always put something creepier behind you.
There you go. Thank you for that.
Have Wickers shift.
As long as it's not
Yeah, I'll scout ahead.
Before she leaves, I'm going to cast Raise Lore trait on her.
What trait are you trying to raise or lower?
Spirit.
Yeah, isn't spirit has to do with like fear and overcoming and yeah, so that.
Now, Bob, Tank
Good
Frank
call.
did have a good suggestion for you. If you want to summon your ally again, if you increase the cost by 1 power point, you can communicate and see through your creature's eyes.
I did not know that was possible.
Yep.
That's amazing. Spellcasting, it is. Woohoo!
And you can always, cast a smaller one to like.
No, I want to be able to see just in.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you wanted to do like an attendant as opposed to the heroic
Oh,
one,
the
so it
sentinel.
only costs
Yeah.
like 2, so it would be a total of 3 power points to fly alongside Ada as a small bird, or run along the ground as like a
Neat.
fox.
And then you could send word back if there's a problem. Okay, I'm gonna do it. It's a good
All right.
idea.
Give me the
I'll do
spellcasting
that.
roll because you now have that spell
It
and no
was-
longer need to deal with mammalian.
Thank God. That is a 4. I don't have any lingering negatives.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I should be good to bueno, if you will.
Good to bueno.
And you will.
Good. to
Yeah,
play.
so I do think a little crow, little raven's gonna follow along and just watch. You couldn't speak to the raven as if raven were Dolly, but with wings and much more intelligence. She will bring back word to me safely. You
All right.
needn't come back necessarily.
So Ada, I'm gonna need 2 rolls from you. Give me a roll of stealth and a roll of survival.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, your dice are good today, right?
Well, the stealth roll is not as stealthy as one might hope, but it's not double ones, so
So what is your stealth
that's
roll?
something I don't know. Huh?
What's your stealth roll?
Oh, it's a 3.
Okay. And then what's your survival?
Can't be failing stealth right now.
Survival is a 4.
All right.
Oh.
So Ada, you moving through here as the rest of the group kind of waits for you. You've got this. Bob, what's the creature that you summoned?
This little raven. Didn't you hear me? It's like
I did
raven,
not.
crow. I stumbled over my words and said crow, meant raven. It's all
That's
good.
fair.
Blackbird. Very intelligent.
Quite large.
Can be. Yes.
Most ravens are.
So, as you go through the forest, there's the raven next to you, flapping, ever flapping closer down your trail. That was for you, Bob. And
Thank you. It wasn't lost on me.
you kind of moving over the broken terrain, crossing fallen aspens. The aspens here seem to have choked everything else out. There's no other trees. There's no other plants of kind of any kind. You see strange saplings kind of popping up out of the roots. Some of them have speared through animals. Some of the animals are dead. There's little skeletons of like birds that have been speared in flight. Gnarls of as the stump of the aspen has kind of grown large enough, you see little bones sticking out of the trees. In one case, you come across a deer that the back half of the tree seems to be sort of mutating it and creating another deer-like creature out of its own bark and essence. But soon, you come to a rather large ravine. There are fallen aspen trees. You're at the top of the ravine. You can see the trail that goes back that you could most likely pick up and the group could come down. There's several aspen trees kind of fallen across this. It's about 30 feet up. And you can see that there are some people from the town. They seem to be moving about. And they are tending to a massive, twisted aspen tree. This thing is a bulbous and fleshy thing that clings to a sickly mound of earth. You wouldn't even recognize it as an aspen, save for the barky, translucent bark. You know, the translucent bark to it, the kind of golden leaves that crown its, its top. But you can see the hairy, quivering seed pods that hang pendulously from its limbs. And you can see several townsfolk, about 8 of them, down there in the ravine. You don't have a good view from up here. It's hard to really kind of make out anything from here, aside from the fact that the tree is there. You're guessing. You can't really throw, like, throwing something from this vantage point is not going to be the best way to use your dynamite. But
I see the lay of the land.
you see the lay of the land. There's a bunch of vines hanging from the trees. The forest seems pretty... the fallen trees seem pretty covered in moss and rotten vegetative, like leaves, just the buildup of leaves and all of this stuff. It's very dim down there. So yeah.
Awesome. So I'll go back and tell my traveling companions, but I would suggest that somebody detect Arcana on these people, because I don't know why they would be tending to the tree monsters.
Oh, well, they're probably just her spawn. The ones that got away, or she already had in town, you know.
Yeah.
It's not something I could do through the bird, right? Detecting Arcana on the spawn.
No.
It's worth a shot. Okay, is there a better approach? Can I have the bird go and roost in the tree for a vantage point? In the gross tree?
Yes, you
Just
may.
gonna go chill up there?
Oh,
Yeah.
you want it to rest in the gross tree?
The bird going
Well, I
to
mean-
touch the tree.
Well, not me.
The bird doesn't need to touch the tree either. There
Well,
are murdered
It can.
there are murdered animals on these trees.
Well, but I figure if she flies around and around and around, she's just gonna get noticed and get us all in trouble. So she can act like one of those doorbell things. You can camera so we can see them. Porch pirates.
Your ring. All right,
Yes.
Bob.
That's
So
what I was looking for.
roll just a straight D6.
Oh, lonely D6. No, a 6. I'll take it.
Keep rolling up.
Oh, that one will explode as well. 3. So 9 total.
All right. As far as you're aware, your bird
Not like that.
seems to be pretty undetected.
Perching in it so that I might see the goings on.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was hoping.
All right. So, 8, are you heading back?
Are there other ways to approach?
Yeah, there's actually a trail. It looks like they've been hacking back and keeping the way up pretty clear. You can see wagon ruts in there. Bob, also do me a favor. Give me a straight. For your bird.
I'm ready to give you a straight.
Give me a D4 roll.
Just a D4.
Just a D4.
Interesting.
Keep going.
I need a freaking... Oh, yeah. Explodes. I need a freaking dice cam, but it's not going to happen this week. Because it's over there. Okay, so total 11.
Right, so as Ada's scouting out the rest, so Ada, you see the wagon ruts. It still looks like a pretty easy place to sneak up to because of the foliage, but that seems to be the best place. Like, that's the easiest place, I should say, to get to.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'll head back.
Okay. Leslie, as you have this sort of left eye, Raven, right eye, Wickers, and Sisker May, and Dolly the Mule, and Scarlet.
Okay.
Right about the time that Ada gets back, you realize you recognize one of the people kind of in and about the tree.
One of the spawn.
He kind of comes stumbling in to view as if he'd been pushed or tripped over something, and you definitely see a very dirty, a very disheveled Agent Reed.
No, my guy. Looking like he is not wanting to be there.
And that's
Maybe.
when the tree
Nope.
sort of shakes, and you get the definite sense of a crunch.
So my bird got taken out. Okay.
Yes.
That's crunch all you want. We'll make more. Okay, so you bird is gone. However, Reeg is there. Reeg is there, and possibly unwillingly. He does not look good. Does not look healthy. But now we have found him amidst tree cultists and spawn. So, and no longer have eyes at the tree. Somehow, perhaps they are aware. I am sorry.
Certainly makes it a little more difficult.
I wonder if we could stage like an ambush, like draw them out away from the tree. I think our best chance is to attack the tree directly, and I don't think we're going to get that opportunity if all those people are down there still.
I do like this idea.
That depends on if they are actually people.
Right. Odd people.
Based on what it sounds like, only Agent Reek is for sure still human.
And we don't know
that's taken a while to get. And we don't know about the rest.
And we don't know why they want Agent Reek.
That much is going to be...
Can you guide me to a place where I could take a bit of an arcane look at this display of hideousness?
Yes.
This is well within your not frightened mind to do so?
You are at a -1 to everything, Ada, because of the trees. You're convinced that the trees are watching you, Ada, every step of the way, that the leaves are whispering back and forth, the limbs always just seem to kind of...
It just killed his raven. I think that I'm not like anxious about it. I think I know.
Yeah, I'm letting you know.
Okay, well...
I do love susurration.
Susurration. I like this plan. However, like the disgusting Wickers has said, they perhaps may not be coaxed away from the tree because not alive people.
You know that arrogance is really annoying after a while. Must you call me disgusting, foul, disheveled? Must you continue to use these words ahead of using my name instead of just saying my name like a person? You're a right prick sometimes, you know that?
I do love you. This is way of poking fun. You do not understand Sitka humor.
Yes,
you are such tender people here.
I've been alive for 20 years longer than I'm supposed to. I've heard more than my fair share. I believe you can take a seat on it.
So you are accustomed to... Okay, so let us move on to the plan at hand. Ada is brilliantly devised a plan to bring me closer to see if we can...
Peg gets a...
Well, how about we have a backup plan just in case she's correct and all of the trees have been listening because they're connected by a root system. If that were the case, then perhaps we should go with Ada's first suggestion and have a way to draw them away from the tree so that maybe somebody can sneak and get Agent Reed away. possibly then we can start our real attack, have your companion drop off the box that we are carrying with us, and then, throw dynamite at it. Maybe?
Question. How much dynamite we have?
5.
Is that including the lucky one?
Yes.
Give me 1 stick of dynamite and I could probably draw them out. Towards me. Just me. You all get in there, get Reeg out, set the charge, and then get out.
I am dubious as to the beautiful Wicker's plan, but I am thinking...
If I let out Swazit. Demons don't like competition.
The competition?
Alright, what's the plan?
Okay, so he's going to draw him out with dynamite?
Just 1 stick. Use 1 stick, blow up a section away from wherever everybody enters. That way you all can go in while Wickers is over there being the, I believe I phrased it as the punching bag of the Wild West.
Okay, that's... Okay, so the trail, we're going to go obvious, you're going to be on the trail and we're going to go in the other way, or we're going to go in, because I'm down with going the opposite, the obvious. No, because we need Dolly, don't we?
I think that we draw them away on the trail. We'll hide on either side of the trail, and when they go past us, we'll...
Yes. Okay.
Or which way you want to go about it.
All right, Wickers, you retrieve a stick of dynamite from Sister May's pack.
Is it the lucky stick of dynamite?
Yeah, it's got to be the lucky one.
Of course it is. Just one other point of interest. I'm assuming that that you were either going to be using your companion or your telekinesis on the box. And if not, then we need to figure out how to repair the strap on the wagon, or 2 of us are lugging a box with us.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so... But the strap was what held it to Dolly.
That's true. You could fashion something with...
There are 2 people here that have gun belts.
Yeah, you could fashion something new.
Good
call, Sister May. I'm going to give you a Benny for preparation.
Thank you for preparing.
Wickers will take out his revolver, take his shotgun, and then get those all set up in a way. He'll take his gun belt and will replace the strap on the cart with that as much as he can.
Okay.
Cut using a knife to cut it down to size and get it so that it's at least operable for this suicide mission for the cart.
Yeah. You're just leaving the weapons behind?
Oh no, he's going to carry his weapons. He's basically going to be holding 2 extra rounds for the shotgun in his mouth while having in one hand the dynamite, the gun tucked into one of his coat pocket, his pistol tucked into the coat pocket with the other spare ammunition in the other pocket.
All right. So the plan, as I understand it, is Wickers is going to walk down the trail. Leslie, Ada, Sister May, and Dolly are going to be hidden off on the sides. Wickers is going to make a large explosion, and then while the things come rushing out of the forest at him, you guys will go in to deal with the tree.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Can we at least look before you go blowing shit up? I mean, just like at least let us look a little bit of arcane goodness. Please.
I mean, all he said was that he...
Yeah.
Yeah, you can...
That's what I'm hoping.
I'm hoping. If you all want to just have like a whistle or something so that he knows, all right, time to get loud.
All right. So I need stealth rolls from Leslie, Ada, and May as you approach.
Oh, jeez. I don't think I've rolled
stealth. I love how I've never rolled a single stealth roll this entire game.
Yeah, me either. Oh, D6. That's not great.
I've spoken to the dice, and we're at an 11. We're at a 10 if I'm at a -1.
Okay. You are sneaky.
I'm so sneaky. It's ridiculous.
I failed.
Okay, well,
I'm just sin's way heavy upon you.
12. Yes.
I'm just going to pretend that I'm leading Dolly and that the wagon and the donkey are making the noise, not just me.
That's fair.
Oh,
Totally
13,
fair.
13.
All right, so you, Sister May, you're on one side. Leslie and Ada, Scarlet. Well, so how are you splitting up? You got 4 people, 2 and 2. Who's going on which side? Leslie and Scarlet?
Yes,
Ada and May?
Leslie and Scarlet. We are like peanut butter and other peanut butter. We go together very well.
Yes.
Right. So as you get in there, you can see this whole place feels just horrible. Just horrible. This rising sense of tension and fear that has existed this whole time is getting to a fevered pitch. The branches look like grasping hands. Every leaf looks like a howling mouth. When the wind whistles through, you swear you can hear screams. All of those animals that have been being eaten by the trees, they seem to be more stark in your torchlight. You can see the white bones picked clean, either by other predators or by the trees itself. And as you get close, you have to extinguish the torches for your stealth rolls. It looks like something's going on in the chat. Bob, are you going to try and cast invisibility here?
Oh man, I didn't see anything about invisibility. I was just, I just saw him say Benny's. I can't read everything.
Frank's suggestion.
Thank you, Tank. I just saw Benny's and I was like, hey, thank you. But invisibility with additional targets, can that be a thing?
Yes, it is. So basically, every person that you target, it's 5 power points to cast. 3 more for each additional target.
So I need to go gamble, though.
Mm-hmm.
Are we close enough to do Detect Arcanum on the Dark Mother?
I'm going to have him do the invisibility, and then we'll have you roll the Detect Arcanum. All right. Okay. Leslie, so you enter, you look glance sideways, and Mammalian sits there. So this is it. It all comes down to this. One last...
Why do you say last?
Oh. Because, Leslie, you do know. You are not the only one who can glance sideways. I look out through your eyes, and I see things that you don't. I would walk away from this one, dear child. There are things that you have missed. Things that could get you or your delicious Scarlet killed before you even know what is going on. It would be quick, though, which is probably too good for you. Or you can continue to ask me what you wish. What do you say?
I've never known you to be truthful, Devil, so I will think opposite.
You don't know how this works, do you?
I win at cards, and you give me boons.
You, my dear boy, are my portal into this world. Not like the one inhabiting your friend Wickers, who, if Wickers goes away, so does his rider. You go away, and all of this disappears, but I get to go back to the hunting grounds, and let me tell you, it's not a pleasant experience. In fact, I rather like the idea of negation. But as long as you are alive and walking around, I enjoy this 10 by 12 little place of stillness. Until, of course, I come across another fool who will make a deal. There's no guarantee that will happen this century. So I'm asking you again. Cast invisibility on yourself and walk away.
I will cast invisibility, however, it will be on all of us, and I do believe you will be defeated. This, not last time, but, assuming you are correct, how can I guarantee safety of Scarlet?
My boy.
And give you something that approaches something you desire without, yes. You tell me. What will
I
it take?
see. You just want the world for a string, is that it? I told you how to save Scarlet. Walk away. I'll give you the invisibility spell, both of you. Hell, I'll teleport you. Back to Headstone Hill, I'll teleport you to Sitka. I'll summon a magic carpet. You can show her a whole... No. Safe world.
This is tempting. This is very tempting, but I don't believe this is a deal you can make without the rules of the game.
I wrote the damned rules, boy.
Well, I don't play by. Well, I must play by rules. You understand? This is all very. We have no time, and I.
All right. If
don't
you go to
think
draw,
Scarlet...
he opens his mouth and you start to shuffle. All right, Bob. Give me your gambling roll. Spend your Benny and give me your gambling.
Benny. Thank you, Tank. I don't believe Scarlet would want me to walk away, and if I can't guarantee her safety. Benny to reroll that jazz. Yeah. Okay. 7.
All right, a 7. So you start with 5 cards. So hold on. How many? Let's get the power points in play, Bob. Invisibility is 5. How many? Yeah. That's one person. How many other people do you want to cast it on?
1, 2, 4. Right.
So you want
Wickers don't need it.
You want an
additional
additional 3.
Person.
Yeah.
I will give Dolly in for free. Because we're right now, that's 9, Bob. So 9 plus 5, you need 14 power points.
And that means... and that's determined by how good a hand
how good of a hand you get. So Bob, you normally get 5 cards.
Yeah.
6 for the success, 7 for card sharp.
Okay, 7
cards.
Do I think I can
you
do
need
it?
The best that you can get.
All right, that's what I'm gonna do. Best I can get. Best. You only need a straight flush ace high. Thanks, John. Well, this is pretty damn good. There's a joker. That gets to be wild. There's a pair of queens. They're pretty good. And there's a pair of kings as well. So let's make this one a king. And that's a full house. Kings over queens.
A full house.
Electoral odds. There's also an ace in there.
Yeah. Over queens. So there's good news. There's risky news. The good news is if this goes off, you will double the duration of the invisibility spell. The bad news is you're still 4 points short.
Really?
Yeah. Full house gets you 10 power points. So Bob, I need you to give me the roll. And you need a 12 to succeed at this.
Point of order. Pinnacle has gifted Bob Benny for 5 power points.
But you can't use Benny power points or your own power points when casting a deal with the devils. If I understand this has to be cast.
Well, regardless, even if he has to use some of his own power points,
that's fine. Yeah.
No,
basically, it all comes from the spirit.
Thank you, Tank.
And Joker does give you the extra Benny, so don't worry about it. Don't forget that.
Back in there. Oh yes. Okay, I put it back in. That's amazing. So I'm going to need these because I need an extra however many. Crap.
Oh no, it's only -1 for each power point, Bob. So you need an 8.
And so what did I get? Crap, can't remember.
What'd you roll?
7. Oh, now I get to new roll. Gotcha, new roll.
Now you get to roll.
Not good. No, not good. No, because that's a double 1. No, I get to re-roll that, right? Yes, I do. I'm going to go through all my bennies. That was a 5.
Well, you got 1 from Peg. You got 1 from the Joker.
Yes. Okay. I have 3 left. Okay. Here we go. 8 on the.
That's all you need. You need an 8. But see if you can get a raise.
13.
13, Bob, is enough for not only for it to go off.
Oh, man.
But any action taken against them that requires sight is at a -6.
Wow.
Invisibility is a damn good spell.
That's ridiculous. Okay, thank you for the help, guys, because if you do the math, I would not have had enough bennies at this point to pull that extra roll off. I mean, I got a couple there. Yeah, oh my gosh, guys. Okay, so poof.
All right,
and
so you guys
I'm just going to wave like this as I step back into reality.
As you step back, you definitely hear your own words echo. What is it that you want? What could I give you except what you want to ensure Scarlet's safety? And you kind of feel Mammalion's not going to let that one go. All right, Sister May, Ada, Dolly, Leslie, and Scarlet. You can't even see yourself or the person you're with. There's just a blur when you're looking right at them. With the whistle, Wickers, you've been alerted.
Point of order. I did ask to detect Arcana.
Oh, yes, you did. Please give me your Detect Arcana roll.
I got an 8, so -2 is 6.
And you do know I love procedural points of order, so you can have a Benny for that one. All right, so you got a 6 for Detect Arcana. All right, so the good news is you also get to ignore the light penalty here because you can see everything. You see the tree. You can see the ghost rock that it has absorbed into its flesh. It's sitting on a large ghost rock deposit that its roots have just been taking in and then sending out. You see the network of roots spreading, tainted with ghost rock. You can also see a strange. Remember those green, almost smoky tendrils that you saw the last time? You can see them, and they are clearly emanating from this quivering aspen. And it goes out into the 8 townsfolk that you can see. Unfortunately, one of them is Agent Ring. There's another one, though, kind of goes up onto one of the trees. We're squatting there. Is a man in leathers and a sack over his head with 2 little eye holes cut out. Man that Ada said she saw watching you all from the ridge.
Well, the good news is it's a trap. So we can proceed.
So we hear that from across the path, maybe?
Yeah,
Scarlet.
kind of low whisper. Sister May, you don't know if it's warm or what. You kind of have to like wipe the sweat from your hands. It's like your habit's getting kind of... It's warm. All right, Wickers.
Wickers sits there on the trail. He's not really sitting, but he's standing, and he just kind of has the shotgun over one hand, has the second dynamite in the one, and he's staring at the road and goes, well, leans the gun against his hip, goes, boom goes dynamite, cuts the wick down, lights it, chucks the thing as far as he possibly can ahead of him.
All right, so you're just going to hit in the middle of the trail to kind of create a distraction.
Yeah, it's either that or else throw it behind. You know what? No, even better. He's going to throw it behind him.
Oh.
Just over over the head, it just, and then as it's in the air, he's just gonna crack his neck and say, "Well, das was it. Want to become dominant over these little pests?"
You just hear laughter, just from
That's
the
what I
echo,
thought.
like echoing up, and kind of ripping
That's what I
free
thought.
from your mouth. All right, you have dealt with the devil. All right, we're gonna go into combat rounds. So 2 cards for Bob. 5 of clubs is the highest. Ada. 10 of spades is your high one. Sister May, 8 of diamonds. Queen of clubs to Wickers. My replicants go on 9. Indio Red on the King of Diamonds. And the quivering Aspen squats on 3 of hearts. That was for John Doon. All right. Wickers. You can see the guy running along one of the, like, kind of gets up and starts running along one of the trees as he's coming down towards you. You can see this burlap sack over his head. What seems to be kind of deerskin vest and pants. And he pulls a 76, halts, draws it up. He's about 15 feet off the ground, and he takes a shot at you from medium range. You all hear the crack as the rifle hits. And hit but no raise to Wickers. Wickers, what's your toughness currently?
9.
All right.
Once it gets higher when I let the devil out.
Right. 9, so that is up 4. So that'll be a wound and shaken. Would you like to spend a penny?
I will spend a penny.
All right, go for it.
And vigor, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
And then it will be your turn, Wickers.
11.
11, you take nothing. You're up. What do you do?
Okay.
You can see the replicants start to move towards you. You can see Agent Reeg kind of doing a stutter step. You can see that about half of them are drawing Colt Frontiers, and the other half are pulling up Winchester 76s.
Well, after taking a bullet to the shoulder, Aswasit at this time, because Wickers isn't home right now, will look up at the little man who took a shot. And then pull the revolver out and is going to try to shoot him in the leg so that he falls off the damn tree.
Go for it. So you're trying to make a cold shot?
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
that's going to be a -2 to the hit. And what weapon are you using?
Using his own Colt Frontier.
All right. So the Colt Frontier will be at long range. So you're going to be at -6 to the shot to hit him.
Thank goodness for a D6.
Oh, and an additional -2 because of the dim light.
Even with the fire behind me from an explosion?
That makes it easier
If there's
to
any
hit
fire?
you.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, so -8. See what we get. Seven.
All right.
7
that
hit the
hits.
parry.
That hits and no raise.
No raise. Do we get extra damage for this having let out the devil?
No, that's only in
with
hand
firearm. Okay,
yeah,
that's what I thought. I figured I would check, make sure, because I've never done it with the firearms.
There you go.
So. $20 damage total.
20 damage total. All right. Well, he's going to spend a Benny to soak. Two wounds. 8 explodes. 9. So 4 takes it by 1. 20 damage total is 8, so that's 3 wounds. So takes 2 of them. He gets a wound, and he will fall to the ground. He lands, though, and he sort of lands on his feet. The rifle falls away, and he pulls out his Colt and a Bowie knife. It is now Ada's turn, and then it will be the replicant's turn.
We extinguished the torches.
You did. Now it's dark and scary.
So dark and scary. And also I cannot immediately light something on fire. It's very upsetting. Since the element of surprise is lost, can we...
You are invisible.
Oh. Right. Yes, I forgot about that part. Do I have penalties to sight?
You have a -2 penalty to sight and your -1 from your phobia of trees.
Good. Okay, well,
it's a good point.
So
Tank, have a good night. Tank's last piece of advice to Leslie is you could try and give everyone night eye. Yeah. All right.
It's a good idea. Yeah. Don't bargain with the... Don't bargain again. Since I'm invisible, I will try to sneak down to where things are happening.
All right, you do. You can get down there. You can see that the eight townsfolk, including Agent Reed, start moving towards Wickers. You have kind of swung out to the right. You can see the ravine walls look far more towering than they did when you were standing at the top. The trees are... the fallen aspens do have those vines that hang down 20-30 feet, some of them pooling here at the base. You can see the quivering aspen with all of the little seed pods that give off this sort of vitriolic glow. And there's this tang to the air, this very bitter, earthy tang, as if you're breathing in something foul.
I think it's got to be flammable. I really do.
The tree?
The vapors.
Everything.
Wish fulfillment. Here we go.
I don't even care if it blows me up while it's happening.
You heard.
So Agent Reed is down there with the pod people.
For me.
He's going too, but he's interesting.
Might be fresh.
I'm going to look around where the tree was being tended to. Is there anybody still there?
Not that you can see, no.
Is there any kind of trap that's...
Give me your notice
hanging
roll.
out? Very good. At -3, it's not good enough.
You want to spend a Benny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still not good enough.
It looks clear.
Good. I feel safe.
All right. At this point, Wicker's the only people the replicants see. Are you?
So me, myself, and Aswasit.
Oh yeah. Hey, by the way.
Yeah.
Tell me when to
stop.
Bring
it out. Yeah.
Tell me when to stop.
Now.
Okay. Cut or take the top one.
top.
I need you to make a spirit roll at -2 real quick.
That is a 5.
All right, you don't lose a point of dominion, but at some point, the demon takes control and causes trouble.
Oh, again?
Again. All right, yeah, we still haven't figured out what that last one was. All right, they are coming for you, and then it will be Sister May's turn. So, replicants begin. All right, so the 3 of them, or the 4 of them that have rifles, are all going to take their shots at you. And they have a shooting of a D4. Let's do it.
I believe in them.
One of them aced and hit, but not good enough to get a raise. So, Wickers. 9, 10 points of damage.
Right, that'll surpass me by 1, so that is a wound.
No, a 1 is shaken.
Yeah.
You got to beat you by 4.
1's shaken.
So
Well, then I'm fine. Yeah, I'll take that.
All right. 3 of them shoot at you with Colt Frontiers as they move closer. 2 of them will hit. Let's see if either of them get a raise. Neither of them get a raise. So the first one will do 9. That hits
my
your
toughness exactly.
All right, so that will kick you up to a wound.
Okay.
And the other one will do a 9, so nothing else happens. So you've got a wound. Do you want to soak that?
I'll take the 1 wound.
Okay. But the last one is Reeg. And Reeg looks up at you. Should not have come. I knew they would send someone else. And he pulls out a Gatling pistol that looks an awful lot like the one you gave to Sister May. As he spins it up. I guess we'll all just have to go back to the Twilight Legion. Tell him there's nothing to see here. And he pulls the trigger.
Oh, you sad soul.
93. I just want to make sure. All right, so 10 bullets come your way. And he will make 3 shots against you.
Come at me. Thanks, Kurt. That's big beefy boy.
1 hits with no raise. And 1 hits with a raise. So the one that hits you with no raise does nothing. The one that hits you with a raise, however, that's 16. 23. What's your toughness?
That's a 9, so I'm a soak.
It's 14, so that's 3 wounds. Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so this is Vigor. Thank you, dice. That's 24.
All right, that soaks the whole thing. Ada, or May, you're up, then Leslie.
We've fought these things before, and so I know they're supernaturally evil.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, sweet. Then I would like to cast Smite on everyone with lingering damage.
Fire damage.
Does
All
that
right,
include Wickers?
Sister May, before you roll, if you want to do Smite, so remember, you can't lingering damage with Smite. It's got to do a damage die. But you can do elemental damage on top of it. Remember, Smite is the one that has the restrictions on it.
Right, Smite goes on the weapons, which will cause damage.
No, the powers-based damage. So if you were casting Bolt, you could do lingering damage. But Smite just increases someone else's damage by a flat amount. So there's no extra damage for it to drop off the next turn. But you can do elemental damage, which would...
I don't think I can.
With Smite?
That's not on my list.
It's not under trappings? I'd allow you to do fire on it, JD.
Well, I mean, smite is it's just a bonus to the weapon, so it's not
right. But the trapping is, what does it do? What does it look like? What maybe additional effects does it have? I'd allow you to make their weapons flame.
Then yeah, sure.
All right, go for it.
Now, can I cast that on NPCs as well, like Scarlet?
Oh, I thought you were going to cast it on the replicants. Yeah, you can cast it on Scarlet as well.
No, do it on Dolly.
The range is smarts, and so Wickers is not close enough to me at the moment. Yes.
Well, no. So smarts is multiply. What's your smarts at right now? 6. So you're within. Wickers is not.
It's actually at 8.
All right. Well, then Wickers is definitely within 40 feet.
Okay, I am spending those points then.
The next thing I do is so much more fun.
25 minus 2 is 23.
That'll do it. All right, so everybody gets +4 damage. What is it? So you light them up. All right. Leslie, you are not currently there. I will...
He really needed a bio break. So
that's totally fair. I will switch his card out with Scarlet's. Scarlet will go and take a shot at 2 of the people who are coming towards Wickers. I don't like this, she says. She hits 2 of them. All right, so just toughness 5. 10 and okay, so one of the rifles goes down. It is now the tree's turn.
Tree, you don't need a turn.
The tree does not do anything this round. And when we come back, or not when we come back, when Bob comes back, we will definitely let him take his turn. I'll start getting new cards set up. I will say...
Voila, like
Leslie,
you summoned him.
You speak the devil's name.
Easy. So sorry about that. Really sorry.
No. Dude, it happens. Go for it.
It is my turn?
It is your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Scarlet went before you and took out one of the riflemen.
It's partly why I love her. So, okay, so do I dare try and go and no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Make it so that everybody can see better. I'm going to cast the big guy. I'm going to cast a sentinel. And I'm going to be able to shout commands to him, right? I don't have to do anything.
Or if you want to increase the PowerPoint cost by 1, you can just mentally control it.
Ooh, I like that better. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Spellcasting. 5? Question mark. I don't have any negatives to spellcasting, right?
You haven't sinned. All right, so you summon your... What does it look like when you bring him into existence?
This time it is going to be the very paragon of Scarlet's beauty. Anything that it could have been even possibly misconstrued as anything imperfect about her, gone. Also, like 12 feet tall. Just amazing.
A 12-foot Scarlet?
Mm-hmm.
12-foot Athenian goddess depiction Scarlet.
This is my tribute. But naturally not invisible. And hopefully can act right away.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so want to have Scarlet. I'm going to fly in and nab Rig and probably take him about a quarter mile away and drop him off until we can figure out how to save him. Because he's not dead, is he? Like, nobody killed him while I was gone?
No, he's not dead.
Okay, all right.
Trying to put down.
We are here to help Rig. I mean, it's part of our original mandate.
But he's an agent of the tree.
He's a pod
I
person.
did, at one point, no, he is possessed by the tree, just like you were at one point.
No. So, Leslie, I'm fine with. I'm fine if you want to play it like this. She was in the process of being converted into a tree person. Like, remember, they had the people under the tree, and they were spawning replicants of them, like people that looked human but were actually like walking aspens underneath. That's what's happened to Reed.
Oh, well then, heck with that. No, forget that.
You want to just drop him a quarter of the mile up?
Yeah, I'm going to take him as high up as the turn will allow, and I will just drop him.
Give me a fighting roll.
It is unceremonious, I know, but hey, and I actually have this. My fighting D10. D10s. 9.
All right, you take him straight up. Reeg is struggling. And you let him go. I'll let you know when it lands. New sets of cards. Bob, 8 of hearts is your highest. Ada, Queen of Hearts. 7 of spades to Wickers. 6 of spades to Sister May. 4 of diamonds to Scarlet. Red gets the first joker of the night. So Red gets to go whenever he wants. And I get 1 Benny in the general pool and 1 for every wild card on the table.
Wow.
Replicants go on Joker, or sorry, on Jacks, and the tree will go on the 2 of hearts. Ada, it's your turn.
All right. Is there can I like pile up a bunch of tree litter and set it on fire?
Yeah. Give me a survival check.
Did she mention she wants fire somewhere in the whole scenario?
I think she might have meant fire. Sister May,
I'm still at -3 on this nonsense.
You are not at a -3. You're just at a -1 for your fear. You gotta get close to the tree.
So I do succeed. I have a 4.
That's success. So you pile up some detritus around the tree, and your thing catches, and immediately you see these, as the fire curls up, you can see where the bark splits vertically into these little slits, and this blood red sap starts to leak from it, and more terrifying,
God, oh no,
is a scream. A very human scream that resonates.
I'm gonna scream right back at it.
Throats.
Thank you.
I need all of you to give me a spirit roll versus fear.
Okay.
Am I still improved because
Yes.
Sister May improved my spirit? All right.
That is a 20.
You're good. You're good.
Wait, I forgot the other. Oh, that's gone. Sorry, 24. I forgot the Aswasi die.
6.
Leslie?
Sorry, 9. I forgot I was
Okay.
muted.
You guys, none of you are phased. You're inflappable in the face of a screaming aspen tree. I'm
still screaming at it.
That's totally fair. I'm going to interrupt with Indigo Joe. Who...
A name.
Right? Turn and seeing... Sister May, you can see this pulse kind of goes out. And the replicants start to turn and look at Ada. They seem to sense where Ada is, even though she's still a little blurred. And Red goes running right at you. It's going to fan the hammer at you. It comes up and is just firing as it runs at you.
At who? Ada or
At Ada? No, the tree.
Okay.
The tree is calling all of her. The Dark
Minions.
Mother is calling all of her replicants home. All right, Ada. To fan the hammer, Each shot is a shooting die at -4 and the wild card die along. So it's going to... Red is going to fire 6 shots at you.
At -4 each time.
Yes.
Awesome.
Is invisibility still in effect?
At this point, it does not seem to be. As if the tree knows where Ada is. Because
I mean, it probably does. They definitely just set it on fire.
I'm just checking to make sure that it's not -10 in actuality.
Oh, I know.
That's a good point.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, you're at -4, my friend.
4?
Maybe you're proud of your rolls. I don't know. I really cannot tell.
No, so hold on. I got out of the 6 shots. 6, 12 plus. All right, no. So 2 of the 6 shots hit.
Okay.
Feel like John, you at least get 1 for all of your Aspen jokes, but I will give that to you after these rolls have hit. So 2 hit out of the 6. He gives up accuracy for the speed, and you can hear the clicking of the hammer dry striking the cylinder. And so the 2 hits do. The first one hits you for 8, and the second one hits you for 8. That's pretty handy. So you take 1 wound. The first one knocks you back, shaking you. The second one...
I will soak.
All right, spend a Benny.
Yes.
It is the replicant's turn. At this point, Sister May, Agent Reeg falls in front of you, and the skin tears off of its flesh, and you can just see, like, instead of broken bones sticking through the body, you see splinters and leaves and little branches. What'd you get? Did you
I soaked.
All right. All right. It is now time to shoot at a couple of friends. It is. It's really warm. Sister May, you feel like you're sweating quite a bit. Like your habits starting to get a little soaked. It's not good. You don't know what's going on. Let's see here. All right. These are the ones that are shooting at Wickers. Second one missed. All right. So 2 possible hits. All right, so Wickers, 1 hit with a 9. What's your... Well, no, this is ranged combat, so that's a hit with a raise and a hit with a raise. All right, the first one does. That thing brings the Winchester up and fires, doing a total of 9 to you, which shakes you, if I remember correctly. The second one... 25. So what's your toughness?
That's a 9.
So 25 is 16, so that's 4 wounds. You guys definitely see something skid along Wicker's jaw and go flying into the night with a little bit of a spray.
Thank you, Oswasit Die, for being present.
Leslie, you're going to be up after this soak roll, and then Wickers if you're still standing.
That is 25.
All right, you soak. All right, Leslie, you're up, and then Wickers.
Still invisible, correcto?
You are still invisible. The platonic ideal of Scarlet is not.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so, and I don't know the rules behind it, but can I go ahead and cast something and not be showing myself? Or,
yeah.
I mean, it is like a concentration. I didn't know if
Invisibility does not work like it does in other games you may be familiar with.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It's not a concentration spell.
Okay.
So yeah, you can cast.
Bolt. Bolt it is then. I think. Yes, Bolt on Indigo Joe or whatever his name was. Sorry.
Indio Red.
Yeah. I love it. Either way.
I did say Indigo Joe. That is another NPC that I was making for Torg. Which, by the way, tune in tomorrow night for more Torg with soon to be revealed Indigo Joe.
Indigo Joe.
Indigo Joe. I would like to do lingering damage, so that's
extra
right,
power points. And don't forget, so the way this will work is lingering damage increases it by 2. Bolt is initially 1, so you're at 3. Do you want to increase it again to do 3d6 as opposed to 2d6 damage?
Oh yeah, if I can do that.
Yeah. So that's just going to be a total of 5 power points.
And just a regular spell casting goodness. So 5 of them, yeah. Okay, so 7. 7 is success. Considering
it is a success. It's not a raise, but it's a success.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's still my 3 dice, right?
Yep. Who are you shooting at?
Oh, it was Indigo Red. The
Indio
guy.
Red. Go for it.
With the I just hit my hat. With the bag over his head. Oh yeah. 11, 14, 16 total.
16 total damage.
Yeah.
His toughness is 8.
Because they do explode, right?
They do explode. So he's going to spend a Benny to soak.
Sure he will. Jerk.
So he will soak one of the wounds, but not the other one. So he will take a second wound.
I will take it.
All right. Wickers and then Sister May.
All right.
Sorry.
Here comes more of that multi-action nonsense that...
Okay, hold on, Wickers. He's got a good point. Idealized Scarlet gets to go on his turn.
Yeah. Oh. Since it worked so well last time.
By all means, let's let that happen.
Since it worked so well last time, we're going to try and pick up the burlap-headed man.
Red?
So, yeah.
All right, so go for it.
Is talking a free action?
Yeah, of course.
Does no one remember the plan?
I totally forgot the plan. Oh, you mean the ghost rock?
Yeah. Plans went out the window.
I have a question. This has never happened to me before, but if both dice max out, do I roll both of them again?
Yeah, they both ace, and you pick the highest of the 2.
Seems like a silly question. 23. Not bad.
Yeah, nope. You grab him and you pick him up into the air. He's going to be spending some points to soak next turn.
Yes.
All right, Wickers, now it is your turn, and then it's Ada's turn.
All right, so Indigo Red is currently going for a flight.
Yes, he is.
If I'm hearing right?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay, then. Well, that kind of messes up my plans a little. Oh, well. Just means things are about to get a little hog wild as Aswazit is about to dive into the fray, and this is going to be a multi-action with 3 actions, so I will actually take my -2 penalty because 2 of the actions are going to be hand-to-hand, while one of them is going to be the shotgun to one of these things in close range. So
all right.
Attacks on 3 separate entities.
Okay.
So first, running in, pointing the shotgun at the forehead at point blank range of one of them.
Okay.
And 9?
9 hits.
Sorry, that's a 7 with the -2. My apologies.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit. Their parry's a 4, so...
Okay.
Roll your damage.
So, I believe close range, point blank, is 3d6 for a shotgun?
That is correct.
Okay. "14 points of damage. Sorry, 18. I forgot about the smite.
All right. That takes out one of the riflemen. his head just explodes in a blast of fire.
Tossing the shotgun behind him, Aswasi lets the claws out and is going to go swing at another one real quick before he dashes back to another one.
All right, each of their parries are 4.
Okay, well now I get to roll all these dice. Let's make sure I'm doing this right. All right, there we go. 7 to hit.
They have
on one of them.
4. Yep, so that hits.
All right, I'll roll the damage on that real quick. 15.
That takes it out.
All right. Then for the one for the final attack, we have that is 8 to hit.
That hits with a raise.
Ooh. That is 19.
A 19. All right, the last of the riflemen just goes down in an explosion of carnage as Wickers tears through the left half of the field. It is now time for the new round. I will deal out cards. Yes, Sister May. Oh, you get
Don't
to go.
I get to
You
go
do.
now?
I'm so sorry. I put your card away. But right before you go, Scarlet drops one of the pistoliers. This thing is still, the Aspen is still screaming from multiple throats. Just this bloody, raw sound as seed pods are bursting and dropping viscera and halfly formed homunculus to the ground, where they hit and kind of splatter and dissolve. What would you like to do?
Everyone, cover their mouths, and please, please, the plan! I'm gonna take holy water, soak a portion of my habit, and wrap it around my mouth.
Okay.
What do you know that we don't know, chemistry-wise?
I may or may not have time to tell you. Do I have time to tell
You
you?
have time. Of course you have time to tell you, because I'm about to roll a soak roll for Indio Red.
Does no one remember fighting these things before?
Oh, I wasn't there for that.
Firework.
Oh, yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Vickers, who doesn't breathe, has no idea.
I totally forgot about that. Oh, boy. Yeah. What? Are you soaking successfully?
No, I'm trying to. I'm pulling a bob and spinning a ton of.
Sometimes it's what
Good. Spend as many pennies as you need.
All right.
Spend them all, please.
Indio Red hits right in front of Wickers and breaks and cracks and falls. Kind of lands almost in a frog-like position, but you can see where the trees that made up its limbs come shooting through, and it really is as if its knees just buckled under the strain, and it's the aspen staves that made up its shins come popping through the top of its kneecaps.
Oh, man.
All right.
Okay.
That's fine.
Queen of Spades to Leslie. Yes. 4 of Clubs to Ada. That was your better of your 2 cards. 7 of Clubs to Wickers. Ace of Clubs to Sister May. 2 of Diamonds to Scarlet. And King of Clubs to the Replicants. John can have a Benny for that. Would someone think of the children? And in the children in this metaphor is the plan. So, Sister May, please start us off.
And because everyone seems to have devolved into not the plan,
Free for alls.
I am going to take the Dynamite and Dolly and start leading her towards the tree. as fast as we can go.
Would you please give me a notice roll?
Oh.
At -2.
Oh, that's right. How about that?
You be filthy sinner.
Well, this feels appropriate. That's a double 1.
Oh,
Okay.
Benny.
All right, you do. You head straight toward. You can't Benny a critical failure. It's just, Sister May. It's the heat from the bonfire, the heat of your habit, everything. You feel sweaty. Bob, you're up. Leslie. Oh no, sorry. The replicants get to go. The replicants, hearing this cry of their mother, and seeing Sister May coming at them. One of them is going to take a shot at Sister May, and one of them is going to take a shot at Ada. Sister May, do you want black or gold?
Ooh. Oh, gosh, that's a hard choice.
They both
Black.
missed. They fire their guns across your nose, not up it. Leslie, you are up.
Okay, I'm going to command. I don't like the idea that Sister May is putting herself in grave danger, but she just clearly does not remember the plan. So I'm going to send Scarlet in to nab that box, that particular box.
So you want to pick up the Ghost Rock box.
Yes, and I'm going to take it to the heart of the tree. I'm going to jam it like anywhere I can in the freaking heart of the tree, because we're going to try and dynamite.
So give me a athletics roll for that creature at -2.
Athletics. This would be good, right? This would be good. If it's not good, just ignore. Oh yeah. Okay. So 11. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Nope. 9. Yeah, it doesn't.
You watch as Scarlet lifts this thing up, goes leaping through the air like some sort of, as Wicker said before, Amazonian warrior goddess, and jams the box with the headstone nugget into kind of the top of the tree, the aspen tree, lodging it in there. The thing kind of splits open and starts screaming at her, and it starts to slowly choke the box down into its trunk.
So can I cast Bolt now? No, wait. I can do some convocation of elements, right? I can hit it with like fiery blast.
It is true, but remember, you don't know how big that explosion is going to be, and Ada and Sister May are pretty close.
So, yeah. So I will... no idea what I will do then. Besides scream, run, Dolly, run, and I'm just worried about... Yes. You get the idea. So I guess I'm going to take some... How many of the pod people are left?
There are 2 pod people left.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually do, rather than using more of my power points, I'm going to go ahead and shoot at them with my gun, which is a Derringer, which is kind of doo-doo, but, you know, what can I say?
Give me the shot.
I'm concerned about using all my power points and Benny's before. I was taking 2 shots, so a 5 is going to miss, right?
A 5 will miss, but you can take a second shot as well.
So, no, there's 6, so 7. 7. That should hit.
All right.
But seeing as I've never shot this thing, I don't know what the damage is for a Derringer.
Oh, I got you.
No, it says 3, 6, 12 is range damage, 2d4.
2d4, roll it.
There you go.
Yes. I like it.
And 4s explode.
4 total.
4 total? That is not enough to do anything. And
okay.
Scarlet.
Was that damage?
Yeah, don't forget you get to add 4 to that from your smite, Pop. So
Oh,
that's
hey.
enough to take one of them out.
Yes. Thank you for smiting that.
Scarlet looks over at you. We're going to have to get you a bigger gun.
Hasn't been a problem this far.
There's a certain twinkle in her eye. You think it might be the bonfire. It could be love.
Absolutely enchanting. Okay.
So, Wickers,
When the fire hits you.
it is your turn. However,
There's always a
this
hole.
is the second this is where all of the mischief comes to a head.
Of course.
And
so what am I really doing?
You see Wickers just kind of stops, and he lets out a whistle. Like the one that starts all of our shows. And he gets about halfway, crosses the distance, the last pod person, the screaming tree as the bonfire lights up. Leslie, you don't know what he's doing. Scarlet's, what's he doing? And he looks back at Scarlet, and you see he's got a little book of matches, and he's got this wicked grin, and he strikes them across his teeth and goes, boom goes the dynamite. And he throws it at Sister May.
No!
Sister May, that sweat wasn't yours. That sweat was the mischief when Wickers, under Oswazit's control, switched out the 4 sticks of dynamite you had for 4 sweating sticks of dynamite. Remember when I had you make that notice roll that nobody made? So, Sister May, we're going to see what happens here. You get an extra die on this, don't you, Wickers?
If it's a fighting roll, then yes. I mean, I'll gladly roll it myself.
Oh, I've got it for you.
Am I close enough?
I love to be
26. What?
Am I close enough to the tree?
I love how that's Sister May's question. And you know what? You are. And Sister May, mercifully, as the matches hit your habit that is soaked in nitroglycerin, there's a large explosion. I need Leslie, Wickers, and Ada. If you have a Benny, you're going to want to make a soak roll.
Yeah.
I've used all my bennies already, so whatever happens, happens.
Oh.
Let's go!
When I roll that, it's a vigor?
It is a vigor roll, yes.
Yeah. I haven't done a lot of these, so...
I rolled a... am I at minus on this?
Nope.
10.
A 10. All right.
$25.
All right. All right. 25 for your soak. Bob,
John Doom was giving me a Benny.
What did Leslie get?
9.
And Ada got an 8.
P6.
All right. So Wickers, you take keep rolling in the box. 10, 16, 18, 25 points of damage.
Perfection.
So you are shaken, and we'll come back to you. Everything goes up in white. Ada.
Now I rolled a 10, but you just said 8, so...
Oh, sorry, you got a 10? Sorry, I was thinking it reduces it by 2 wounds, so does Leslie's. So I got a 5 on the damage roll for you. 5 on the damage roll for Leslie. You're further away. All right.
Good though, right?
There is this massive rush of noise, and then silence, light, and black. And when you all come to, you can feel something cold running down your face. It's raining. You couldn't tell if you were in the forest, but as you kind of pull your way out from the wreckage, it's a clear blue sky up above you. Well, not a clear blue sky. It's a clear sky all the way up to where the rain is softly rushing washing away. Pain, maybe not, but at least the existence of this tree. There is a charred tree. Now, Sister May, we'll come back to you in a second. What did the three of you do? Scarlet made her soak roll as well, kind of standing up. Helped you out, Leslie.
So that tree is obliterated?
The tree is gone. The whole ravine was sitting on ghost rock, and there was the ghost rock explosion. You were all 60, 70 feet away from each other. There's an Ada-like impression in the dirt berm of the ravine.
But we're okay, right? Like me and Scarlet were.
My answer depends on who's still in the pilot seat now.
You're in the pilot seat now, Wickers.
We need to get our way to.
As you guys look, Dolly is gone. Sister May is gone. The place looks like it was scorched by, well, Leslie, you would say by the same stuff that fell on Sodom and Gomorrah. Just a charred crater in the center of the ravine where it was left off.
Wickers technically having a perfectly horrific memory of what has transpired is going to rush to the spot saying, "No, no, 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 no!" To where there was a detonated nun.
No jokes. I have at least 3 right now.
They're all at the tip of my tongue.
Yes.
We'll save them for the postmortem. Save them for the postmortem.
You're right. Yeah. Okay. So clearly he's concerned, and so we saw that happen. We all saw that happen.
You did all see that happen, but there's no sign of Dolly. There's no sign of Sister May, and there's no sign of the tree.
There's nothing to resurrect. Okay, the damn tree's gone. This is important. How are we supposed to deal with this?
When people are processing, just the loudest bellow comes from Wickers, just from rage that once again he personally was too weak to be able to stop something that could have saved somebody that he may have started to care about.
May have. Sorry, that was terrible.
It's okay.
The trauma response. It's okay.
Yeah, it is.
Dark humor.
Gallows humor.
But it is just the most unearthly wail where before you may have heard that vaguely metallic scream. This is what happens when he actually takes a breath and lets it out and isn't just vibrating his vocal cords on emptiness.
Yeah.
And it is unpleasant being the most generous word for it. And then quiet sobbing because he could do nothing more with his body than sob, since tears do not come, he lets the rain be as his tears.
What about you, Leslie? Ada, how are you processing this with the howls of Wickers?
Ada, you want to go first?
So there's a crater where all the trees were.
There's a crater where the trees were. There doesn't seem to be anything left. You can see charred lines where it looks like the ghost rock, at least here, burned out the root system.
That's progress anyway. What do I see? Is there anything around us? Are there people coming? Because they saw I don't know how long we've been out, so.
Why don't you give me a notice roll?
That worked so well last time. I don't think
there's no penalties, though. You don't have the fear of the trees here, and you don't have the darkness.
No tree. Yeah.
Double 2s.
Benny?
Benny, it seems important.
5.
All right, I'll come right back to you, Ada, as you kind of do what you do best. Take all of these feelings, you ball them up real tight, push them down.
Push it down.
Down, down, down. They're never going to come up again. Leslie, you and Scarlet stand there. You can feel kind of dirty, wet hand kind of slide and grab yours.
This is tragedy. I truly love Sister May. This is beyond my ability to. I have no words again. If I can find proof of death, I can maybe come to grips with it.
Give me, Leslie, give me a spirit roll.
Oh, spirit. Just roll that. You think I'd remember what the heck it was? Hold on.
Your spirit is a D8, and you get your D6. Sister May, what was JD? What was Sister May's favorite Bible verse?
2 Peter 5:8.
Nice. I knew you would have it right off the top of your head.
A 4.
Shutting down all of the jokes that. So as you go rooting around the area, you can see something catches your eye. You can see Wickers is on his hands and knees, arms to the sky. Ada's watching the ravine top. She's watching the trail. And as you dig around, you can see a glint of gold. As you dig, Leslie, Sister May's Bible.
Oh.
The bulletproof one. The one that saved her life several times. Open to a well-worn passage. You can almost hear her voice. Sister May, do you have that passage where you could recite it off the top of your head?
Dreamily.
Cast all your cares upon him, for he cares for you.
It's hard to not be blasphemous at this moment. Because not enough care went into this moment. Wickers is not. This now is time for ultimate penance. That's the proof of death that I get? Did not. This is too much for me to bear. And I step sideways into the Hell's Message.
Okay. We'll come back here to you. Somewhere. The white doesn't fade to darkness for you, Sister May. It just seems to grow brighter and brighter. And the curtain parts. White shores and green country. A well done, good and faithful servant. And the braying of a mule. Leslie, you step sideways. An alien is just... At least you weren't close to her when...
Do not act surprised. What bargain can I make? What bargain can I make to bring her back?
Oh, my friend.
Surely you have the power. Do not act coy.
I think you have enough to deal with. Right now. Open your eyes, boy. You missed the first warning. Catch the second. All is not as it seems. Ada, as you're watching, Wickers sobs kind of... What's your spirit die, by the way, Wickers?
It's a D8.
It's a D8? Alright.
Yes. The only thing that's actually moved on his sheet has been strength.
Alright. Wicker's sobs choke off. Ada, you can see Leslie's got that look in his eye. Scarlet is kind of sitting down next to him, kneeling, looking at the Bible. And you can see 3 people walking up the road. up the trail. One, it's just a normal man, probably from Easton Hill, maybe from further south, kind of hard to tell. The other person, dressed in Southern gentleman finery. And the one in the middle, clothes are ragged as if he's been drugged through the mud. Head looks like it's been stitched back on recently. The one in fine clothes is playing with something in his hands. Scarlet's faster than anyone but you because you were keeping your eye out. She spins around and draws her weapon. The voice comes out. Ah, do not worry, mon amis. We are old friends of Wickers. Isn't that right, my friend? And Wickers, you watch in horror as you knock the gun from Scarlet's hand. It goes flying. You are not in control of your body. Aswazit is not in control of your body. LeChance, as he stands next to a newly raised Colton Hayes, as he manipulates the doll, you kind of grab Scarlet and start walking down the road. And that is where we will fade. And if we get a chance to return to this wonderful Deadlands game, that is where we will pick up. Our posse victorious, the mystery of Reeg solved, the horror at Headstone Hill put into the ground.
Cliffhanger.
Or the atmosphere. Hard to say.
The cliffhanger.
A cliffhanger. Bob knows how much I do enjoy these people wanting some lunch. I hope you all enjoyed the presentation of the horror at Headstone Hill, a Deadlands campaign put together by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. We will be back next week with Chris, Peg Chris himself. He will join us for our postmortem. It won't be a long postmortem, but I figured why not invite Chris? We can hang out and chat. Everybody have a glass of something and enjoy talking about this adventure. Chat, you have been wonderful to Tank and Zach and Signum and John and anyone else that I have missed. I'm so sorry. It has been wonderful to have you on this journey. I hope you stick around on the channel. We will be back next week. We will also be back in 2 weeks. We'll make the announcement next week of exactly when it is, but we're going to be doing a Savage Rifts one-shot, not because we have to, but because we love the Rifts, and we love Savage Worlds. But lastly, please give it up for Leslie, played by the Mr. Bob Crumb, Ada by Lily, Sister May by JD, and to the man who came back from the grave to steal the show, Wickers, played by Mr. Rook. I have been JM, your Marshal, and I will see all of you next week. Until then, Aces Wildcards. We'll see you all on the trails.